The Miami Heat dodging bullets like Neo in the Matrix, almost the team that landed Bradley Beal a couple summers ago. I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Make sure you subscribe right here to the channel. We're pushing towards 5,000 subscribers. You want to get there before the season starts, so hit that subscribe button. So Bradley Beal, very talented player, no question. But here's what he had to say about him being traded to the Phoenix Suns last summer. Bradley Beal said, "My transition to Phoenix was like a complete 360. Okay, let's pause right there for just a complete 360. I mean, you go all the way back around. So that would mean that you would have just gone right back to Washington. I'm assuming he means a 180. But he said, my transition to Phoenix was like a complete 360. First off, Phoenix wasn't even in the picture for me to go to. It wasn't. That was a fly ball that came out of left field. I was just chilling. I was waiting on Miami to hit me a grounder or Milwaukee. You know, you got to love the baseball analogies there for Bradley Beal. Those were kind of like my two options. Miami didn't want to do it. Whatever reason. Wonder what that reason could be. We'll talk about that in a minute. Didn't know why. Milwaukee, I was like, I was straddling the fence. I didn't really like that they were trading Chris Middleton. Okay, so in a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks, the Washington Wizards would have been getting Chris Middleton, or Chris Middleton would have been involved in a larger deal. That's what Bradley Beal is saying there, that the Bucks were interested in trading for Bradley Beal back when he was with the Washington Wizards, and that Chris Middleton would have been the guy going out from Milwaukee. Obviously, Middleton has dealt with a number of injuries, especially lately, has not quite been himself, but Bradley Beal looked at the situation saying, yeah, if I go to Milwaukee, I kind of want to play with Chris Middleton. I don't want him to be traded away, but saying that he expected it to be in Miami, that he thought it was going to be the Miami Heat. But here's the thing, and this is why the Miami Heat, Bradley Beal says Miami didn't want to do it. Bravo, Miami. If ever there was a reason to name a court after Pat Riley, which is what they're doing now in Miami, well, all right, he's done some amazing things in Miami, but still, this is pretty high up on the list. They did not trade for Bradley Beal. Here's the problem, and I like Bradley Beal as a basketball player. I think he's a talented player. He's a good player. I question the fit with the Phoenix Suns. We'll get into that in just a moment, but here's the problem with Bradley Beal. You look at the stats, they're pretty good, even with Phoenix this last season. Okay, 18, 4.5, and 5. Yeah, that's not bad. I could get on board with that. That's pretty solid. 5 assists, 2.5 turnovers. That's not terrible there. 51% from the field. Yes, please sign me up. 43% from 3. Good Lord. This man is fantastic. Oh, wait, he only played in 53 games. That's the problem. Bradley Beal, you go all the way back to 2018, 2019. That's how far back you have to go to find the last time Bradley Beal played 82 games. Hell, that's the last time Bradley Beal played more than 60 games. He is constantly dealing with injuries. And now look, if you told me Miami had a package that didn't cost them too much and they got Bradley Beal and he's able to produce like that, okay, I can get on board with that. But this is why I think this was so smart by Miami not to make the big splashy Bradley Beal trade. And it's sometimes the best trades are the ones that you don't make. Bradley Beal, guess what? He still has a no-trade clause. That no-trade clause that he had with the Washington Wizards, which was such a burden for the Wizards, it did not go away. It still exists in Phoenix. He still has that no-trade clause with the Phoenix Suns. So let's say things don't work out in Phoenix. Things don't work out with Bradley Beal. Guess what? The Phoenix Suns are in the same situation the Wizards were in, where Beal can veto any trade he wants. Anywhere Phoenix wants to send him, Bradley Beal says, I don't feel like going there. He doesn't have to. He can veto any trade, and that makes it difficult to get a good return for a player. So Phoenix has to make it work with Bradley Beal. I like the Suns. I like this roster. I like Tyus Jones, his addition to this team. But here's the problem, and this was the risk that the Suns were taking, and this is the risk that the Miami Heat did not want to take. We're talking about skill set duplication. Now, you can argue on a Miami Heat team, hypothetically, let's assume it would have been Tyler Hero going out for the Miami Heat. On a team with Bam Adebayo and with Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal's skill set actually isn't a terrible fit. But I get why Miami would look at it and they would say, you know what? this doesn't, we don't want to be encumbered by a no trade clause. He's got this injury history. We already have Jimmy Butler, who's getting up there in years. He's going to be dealing with injuries and things like that. We're going to hold off. I understand. I think it's a smart decision by the Miami Heat. But you look at the Phoenix Suns, the fit is actually worse. Kevin Durant, you've got Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. See, with the Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo, what does he do? He defends. He rebounds multiple positions. He's a passer. He can get the ball in the high post and he can dish. You don't really have that in Phoenix in terms of your big three, where they have complementary skill sets. In theory, in Miami, at least you would have Jimmy Butler on the wing, Bam Adebayo in the paint, and then Bradley Beal operating mostly up top on the perimeter. That kind of fits, right? With the Suns, what Devin Booker is best at, what Kevin Durant is best at, that's also what Bradley Beal is best at. There's an overlap in terms of what each guy's superpower is. It's primarily putting the ball in the basket. And so that dilutes the overall impact of Bradley Beal. Whereas again, had he been in Miami, it does make a bit more sense there. But again, if he continues to get injured, you're really stuck with this contract. You're not going to be able to move him because of that no trade clause. Now, the Suns, to their credit, though, they made sure that they believe that Bradley Beal's the piece they need. We'll see if I'm wrong on that. You guys can let me know in the chat if you think that Bradley Beal is actually a better fit than the way I'm describing it. Let me know in the comment section. But the Phoenix Suns made it clear to Bradley Beal that they really wanted him. Here he is talking about it.
Phoenix. I said,
what do you think of Phoenix?
I didn't know that was an option. That's the first thing I said. I said, is that even an option? I said, how they gonna do that? I said, what, they gonna trade Book?
Right. Yeah. That don't make no sense.
That don't make no sense. He said, no, they got other pieces, whether it's CP, Aiden, or whatever, that they said they'll do it. And but it wasn't even an hour later, Cave, what we doing? Book hit me, what we doing? And I didn't get that nowhere else. Agent calls me, yo, Phoenix wants to fly to New York and meet with you. Right? Had a meeting with him. Frank came out. James, owner, left the meeting. So man, I just said, man, get it done, man.
Okay. So I question the overall fit in Phoenix with Bradley Beal. Again, I think it dilutes to a degree what he's best at. I think the Suns can still be good. I'm excited for this team this season. Tyus Jones, I think, is going to be a really nice fit with them. But I do think Bradley Beal's skill set gets diluted. But that said, let me give the Suns a little bit of credit here. They see it differently than I do, obviously. And if they believe that Bradley Beal is the piece that's going to put them over the top, let me say, this is how you do it. This is how you get it done. Okay, that's on the Run Your Race podcast. Bradley Beal explaining that, hey, the Suns, all these other teams, Miami, they don't really want to do it. Milwaukee, they got to give up some pieces that, I'd prefer that they don't have to give up. Everything is just kind of up in the air, wishy-washy, all that kind of stuff. The Phoenix Suns said, I don't know. We'll come to you. We'll fly to New York. Let's go meet with you. Let's talk about this. Let's make this real. And then their stars, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, reaching out to Bradley Beal. Hey, what are we doing? How are we going to make this work? How can we make this happen? They're showing him the love. Once again, I don't think Beal is the perfect fit in Phoenix. I think if you could find a more defensive-minded player, that would have been a better fit alongside Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. There's no question. There's no denying Bradley Beal's talent. There's also no denying his injury history and the impact of the no-trade clause. And that's why I think Miami made a smart move to not trade for Bradley Beal, despite the splashy big name that he offers. But Phoenix, even if they feel like this is the guy for them, and he is somehow going to fit, right, that Mike Budenholzer now, Frank Vogel at the time, is going to figure it out, they went for it. They went after this deal the right way. They made sure for a guy, because ultimately it comes down to Bradley Beal, a no-trade clause. It comes down to, does he want to be a Phoenix Sun or not? The Suns made sure that Bradley Beal felt the love. They pulled out all the stops. They went to him. Their coach flies out, Frank Vogel at the time. Their stars are texting him, hey, can we make this happen? We want you here. Well done. Well, again, I don't think he's the perfect fit, but the Phoenix Suns, that's how you do it. If you have a guy that you really want, you go out and you get them. And so I give them credit for that. Again, I don't agree with the fit, but I give the Suns credit for going out there and doing it the right way and doing what they could to show Bradley Beal the love and make it clear that they wanted him there in Phoenix. The Suns have a big season coming up. The Miami Heat, one of the stagnant teams in the offseason. Still questions. They're always a threat to make a move, though, so I'll be curious to see what happens with them. That's really the question for Miami in terms of did they make the right move or not. In terms of not trading for Bradley Beal, it's going to be what do they do instead of that Bradley Beal trade. And we'll see. Obviously, they added Terry Rozier, who brings some of those qualities that Bradley Beal would have offered, just to a lesser degree. We'll see what the Miami Heat ultimately do this season, if there's some moves for them to make there. But the Phoenix Suns, they landed Bradley Beal. They went after him, and they did it the right way, though I don't think Miami's regretting it too much at this moment. But everybody, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Bradley Beal, to the Miami Heat dodge a bullet by deciding not to trade for him? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Till next time, see ya and stay safe.